fellow learners. Now we can move to lesson 18, Consumer Protection. Most of the consumers are aware of their rights, but in most cases, they are hearing the voice of the salesperson. And in this lesson, we can study consumer protection, problems faced by consumers, need for consumer protection, parties involved in consumer protection, and jurisdiction of consumer court. We all know that consumers are aware of various rights like right to safety, right to information, etc. Most of the cases, consumers are hearing the voice of the salesperson. For example, if you want to buy certain oil and you had gone to a shop and shopkeeper is showing a tin containing oil, then you want to check that particular oil whether it is good or not. Shopkeeper is showing the brand of that particular product and you are satisfied and you are taking that product to your home. And after using that, if you fell ill, can you take that product to the seller? No, because you have opened that. Even if you take that, shopkeeper will say that it can be due to some other reason. Consider an electric gadget, electric heater or toaster, and assume after buying that product, sometimes you got certain injury. Can you take that product to that seller and get it replaced? Even if you go to that seller may say that you did not take enough precautions while using that product. So, in most of the cases, consumers are becoming helpless. Consumers are to be protected in most of the cases. Consumer protection refers to the steps necessary to be taken to protect consumers from business malpractices. What can be the problems faced by the consumers? Adulteration, sale of spurious products, use of false weights and measures, sale of duplicates, hoarding and black marketing, misleading advertisement. One by one, I am going to explain the problems that the consumers are facing. Adulteration. It is adding something inferior to the product being sold. Inferior material used with the product may be injurious to health. There can be cases where petrol is mixed with kerosene oil. So, that is a type of adulteration. Similarly, vanaspati may be mixed with ghee or butter. These problems are faced by the consumers. Next is sale of spurious products. It means that selling something of no value instead of the real product. This is found in the case of medicines and drugs or healthcare products. And cases have been reported where ampules for injections contain only water. Similarly, glucose bottles contained only distilled water. In certain cases, reports have come confirming this also. Use of false weights and measures. Goods which are sold by weight in the form of kilogram like vegetables, cereals, sugar, etc. and fabrics or suit materials which are sold in meters are sometimes found to be less than the actual weight or length. Measuring tapes or measuring sticks having false markings are also used for measuring and buyers are cheated in some cases. Next is sale of duplicate. It refers to goods that indicates a mark which shows it is of superior quality than what it actually is. Goods which are locally made are sold at high price as imported items, and we are expecting those imported items are of superior quality. Next is hoarding and black marketing. When any essential commodity is not made available in open market and stocks are intentionally held back by dealers, it is known as hoarding. Its purpose is to create an artificial scarcity to push up the prices. Black marketing is the practice of selling hoarded goods secretly at a high price. These practices are sometimes adopted when there is short supply of any product. We have read in the newspapers some time back about the scarcity of onions in the open market in some states and high prices being charged by traders who had stocks. So here is the case of black marketing. Next is tie-in sales. Buyers of durable consumer goods are sometimes required to buy some other goods as a precondition to sale. Sometimes buyers may be required to pay after-sale service charges for 1 year. If you go to take gas connection, sometimes sellers will force you to buy gas stove also along with that. So, as a precondition to sale, they are asking you to buy a stove. Similarly, for durable goods, sometimes they are asking after-sale service for 1 year. And that amount should be paid at the time of buying that particular product. So, tie-in sales is also a problem faced by the consumers. Offering gifts having no value. It was seen that company offers coupons to collect a gift on the next purchase of some product. And this is to attract consumers to buy that product. Dealers also announce contests or lottery among buyers of a product without the intention of awarding any prize. Misleading advertisement. It is another practice by which consumers are deceived. Such advertisements falsely represent a product or service to be of superior quality or superior grade or standard, or falsely asserts the need or usefulness of that particular product or service. Here is an example. Once, a pharmaceutical company advertised that use of its pain-relieving tablet did not have any side effects like other medicines, but it suppressed the experts' report that the use of painkiller had adverse effect on liver. So, these type of misleading advertisements are also forcing the buyers to fall into different troubles. Sale of substandard goods. It means sale of goods which do not conform to the prescribed quality standard, particularly relating to safety. In the case of household utensils like pressure cookers, stoves, electric heaters, toasters, etc., we want safe equipments, and these materials, if they are not up to the standard, then it can create serious injury to the consumer. So, sale of substandard products is also a problem faced by the consumers. What can be the need for consumer protection? Consumers have right to be protected from any loss or any injury caused on account of defective goods and deficiency of services. Consumers are unable to make use of their rights due to lack of awareness and ignorance. Sometimes clever shopkeeper can deceive consumer by using his persuading words. For example, if the date of expiry on a strip of medicinal tablets is not legible, we will be in a hurry and we will depend on what the seller tells us and we will buy that. After using that particular medicine, you may not get relief, you will forget that. And again, you will go to the doctor and will ask him to prescribe some other medicine. We fail to make the right choice because of misleading advertisements, by which we are carried away and we will buy substandard products. Many of us believe that higher price indicates better quality, and so do not mind paying higher price for a product if the salesman recommends it to be of good quality. If there is a printed label or a mark that shows a product is made in a foreign country, we may buy it at a higher price without verifying its place of manufacture. So, in all these cases, there is a need for the consumers to be protected because they are mostly misled by the sellers or advertisements. Processed foods sold in packets like potato chips are not good for health. But young children are using this because they are very tasty. Sometimes the weighing machines are defective, case where the consumers are exploited and we need consumer protection. Who can be the parties to consumer protection? Consumers, businessmen, and the government. Consumers should take care of their own interests and protect themselves from market malpractices. For this purpose, they should try to know about their rights and exercise them. They should not depend on the good sense of businessmen. Consumers should attend training programs for consumers arranged by the consumer associations. And consumers should get knowledge on consumer rights and remedies available under the law to protect them. Businessmen, producers, distributors, dealers, wholesalers, as well as retailers. These can be included as business persons. And they should provide due consideration to the consumer rights in their own interests. They should ensure supply of quality goods and services at reasonable prices. Similarly, business person should entertain consumer complaints against their members and take proper action against those guilty of malpractice. Government is also a party to consumer protection, and government is responsible to enforce various laws and amend existing laws for the general interest of society and to protect consumer interests. What are the legal protection that is given to the consumers? Nowadays, we have many acts which will protect the consumers against exploitation. I am mentioning some of them. Agricultural Products Act, that is Grading and Marketing Act of 1937. It is providing protection to the quality agricultural products. It is giving Agmark seal to standard agricultural commodities so that it is considered as a high quality. Next is Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954. This act is providing severe punishment to the sellers who are adulterating their product, especially food materials. Act gives punishment like life imprisonment, and a high fine is also imposed if there is any adulteration found. Essential Commodities Act of 1955. Under this act, government has the right to declare certain commodities as essential, and government can control its production, supply and distribution so that consumers will get all essential commodities. Next is Bureau of Indian Standards Act of 1986. Under this act, ISI mark, Indian Standards Institutions mark, is given to those commodity which is good and safe, especially in the case of electric appliances, ISI mark you can see. Consumer Protection Act of 1986. This act gives protection to the consumers, and the consumers will get protection not only for the goods but also for the services like banking, transportation, insurance, warehousing, housing, etc. This act also helped in the development of consumer protection councils. This act gives protection to the consumer grievances in the form of consumer courts, or semi-judicial system is framed to give legal protection to the consumers who are aggrieved because of the damaged goods or services. Semi-judicial system consists of district forum, state commission and national commission. This is otherwise called as consumer courts. The judicial system set up under the Consumer Protection Act 1986 consists of consumer courts at the district level, state level and national level. At the state level, we have district forum. District forum has the jurisdiction to deal with all complaints where the value of the goods or services or compensation claimed does not exceed rupees 20 lakh. State Commission. They are empowered to deal with cases where the value or amount involved exceed rupees 20 lakhs but does not exceed rupees 1 crore. Any appeal against the verdict of the district forum can be considered by the State Commission. National Commission. It takes up all claims and grievances exceeding the value of rupees 1 crore. It has the power to deal with appeals against orders passed by State Commission. An aggrieved party can appeal to the Supreme Court against the orders of the National Commission. What is the procedure for filing a complaint? A consumer individually or with the help of consumer organizations can file a complaint to the district forum or state commission or national commission. And 5 copies of the complaint should be made, and the complaint should be signed by the complainant or by the authorized agent. And the copies should contain details like name, address and description of the complainant, name, address and description of the opposite party, facts relating to the complaint, documents in support of the complaint and the relief that is required. A nominal fee is charged for filing the complaint. And the complaint should be addressed to the president of the district forum within a period of 3 months. The decision should be taken. 3 months of the receival of the complaint by the opposite party. If the complaint is to be lab tested, it can extend for a period of 5 months. And the type of verdict can be either to replace the damaged product or to give price for the product or repair the product. And we have non-governmental organizations or NGOs who are providing support to the consumers. They are helping in filing the complaints. They are helping to provide lab testing, and they are giving awareness to the consumers about their rights and responsibilities. NGOs are publishing materials or journals which contain information relating to the laws that is helping the consumers, and that includes consumer rights, consumer responsibilities, etc. So, in this lesson, we have studied consumer protection, problems faced by the consumers, need for consumer protection, parties involved in consumer protection, and jurisdiction of consumer courts. Thank you.